It's a classic fish out of water show with a splash of hops.
You know, I thought of like, what would be the one city in Wisconsin that sounds like a Wisconsin name? And I said Sheboygan.
After all, it is the Malibu of the Midwest, so why wouldn't a California surfer move his family to Sheboygan? A sitcom based in Sheboygan is one step closer to reality. We recently went behind the scenes as crews in Milwaukee filmed the pilot episode of Brewed Awakening. We first told you about it last fall when the creators were casting for the show's lead actor. Now, A.J. Byatport shares how the pieces are all falling into place in our Sunday morning spotlight.
Quiet on the set for rehearsal!
This is something that does not happen in Wisconsin, right? This is an LA, New York, Chicago type of thing.
Brewed Awakening, scene H, take 1, marker.
A show called Brewed Awakening is now more than just a concept or a set of scripts.
Showtime. The significance is that it's no longer just in my head. It exists in the real world. And it looks like a TV show.
In late June,
Action.
The cast and crew filmed the show's pilot episode.
Let's reset.
Several of the scenes took place at In Plain View, a bar across the street from Mitchell International.
So my sister Holly, she has been working here for years. We know the owners very well. And I approached the owner one day and I said, hey, doing a TV show, what would you think of us filming here?
It's fitting co-creator Evan Gersh worked that connection for this shoot.
Cut.
After all, family is the central theme of this sitcom.
Things will change, but the one constant will be your family.
The show is based in Sheboygan. The plot revolves around Tommy Donahue, played by Racine native Ben C. Adams.
A town called Sheboygan.
We were in the audition room last fall when Adams was cast for the role.
I've got it. Let's host a beer can stacking tournament.
He has since grown out and permed his hair to fit the character of Tommy, a California surfer whose wife died in a shark attack in the Pacific Ocean. He takes his 2 kids and moves them to Wisconsin, where his childhood friend, Andy, came to open a brewery. In their new home, Tommy raises piano-obsessed Luke and his older sister, Sydney, a teenage influencer in the making.
Family being your North Star versus personal brand. Family being your North Star versus total strangers in comment sections.
For Adams, delivering that message in his new role presents a new challenge.
It's the first time playing a father, so I get to play a dad. I get to be the person who is balancing discipline, who's balancing love with the family, instead of being someone who's cast as an outcast.
Name your price!
I said we're not for sale.
In the pilot episode, Andy and Tommy try to come up with ways to save the brewery from the villain, Jack Stone, who owns a bigger brewery nearby and wants to buy out Andy.
Don't you worry, Andy. I know a winning idea when I borrow one. This is a winning idea, or his name isn't Troy Donovan. Liking it?
Very good. Yeah, that's it.
The local flavor touches every aspect of this show. Adams and Bob Benson, who plays the role of Stone, once performed together in Racine Community Theater shows.
So Ben and I did a production at the Racine Theater Guild. I think it was about 15 years ago, maybe. We were both in the producers. And just had a ball of fun.
The show's producers once traveled to take just about any job they could.
Brad, where's Brad? Wasn't that going to be a sound effect we're going to do?
But now, they think they found a hit by staying close to home.
My dad and my mom and I, we go way back, right?
The family theme is so strong, Gersh's parents have roles on the set.
I was in Florida a couple times. I was living in Chicago. I did a bunch of different things that did not pan out. And I always found myself back where I grew up. And who was there to welcome me with open arms? My family.
You think you have to move somewhere or go somewhere, but when Hollywood comes to where you're born and where you're from, it just makes it that much more of a blessing.
From Bill's line, "Don't you worry, Andy," that's settle. Action, Bill.
Once this episode is edited, Gersh and Brad Belmer will tap into their connections with TV networks and streaming services.
Well, there's one with a fairly major network. Don't want to say quite who they may be, but there are some very early discussions with them. There is a lot of untapped potential in Wisconsin. There are a lot of creatives in this area. It's a story that, yes, while it's filmed here and it's set here, we feel that it has a national and dare I say even a worldwide appeal.
For this cast and crew,
oh, geez, that was my best act yet.
What would it mean if their big break came from leaning into family and setting the story in their home state?
It would mean that God works in mysterious ways.
That after all those years, after all that effort, the answer was you're at home the whole time?
It was always right here.
Trying out some